Hello, everybody. Now, hello, everybody. It has been a minute, and you have never seen me in here in the Colonial Dungeon. I am, of course, your Colonial Champion, Sean McCarty. Today, we are going to do something very, very fun. And what that thing is we are going to be doing our watch along as advertised with the script. We're going to watch the show. You're just going to be seeing me. You're not going to be watching the show because I don't want to get sued because I do not have the money to get sued. So instead, now this episode was Smackdown number 752, entitled The Wyatt Family Feud. I was wrong before. This was 2 weeks before the Rumble that this ended up taking place. But I did not know that at the time. But I know that now. So original air date, they taped this because SmackDown was still being taped on Tuesday the 14th. The air date, 2 weeks to the Rumble. What's cool here is that they have a location the last time we were here. So they actually mention what happened on the live events, which is cool. They had 2 live events, one on Raw and one on SmackDown from 2 years earlier. So they must do that with every venue where they actually go through and they're like, okay, last time we were in this place, this worked. Now, I do, as I mentioned before, have some floor director's notes that I'm not going to say too much of, just for respect of the people involved who gave this to me, who I'm not going to mention who they are. But they mentioned that somebody in the audience loves CM Punk, so they must have had like a certain audience member that they were trying to make happy. And then I also love the interesting note here of like the warn of the pyro. So I guess this young man or woman might have been startled by pyro. And so that is pretty much all it is here in the prerequisites before we get started. And speaking of before we get started, depending on who's cracking open what, if you are beer enthusiasts in the spirit of pro wrestling, I recommend, and I will be partaking over the whole course of the show, which is an hour and 25 minutes long. We are going to be partaking in Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA. This is Stone Cold Steve Austin's beer. He's had this out for at least 4 years now. It just reached Connecticut the other day. 100% recommend. Great beer. Of course, I mean, it's Steve Austin. It's Steve Austin. And of course, tonight, as I am doing this thing, I am going to be wearing my Yes shirt, which was at the time done, and yes, and this day sponsored by my mother and Oreos. So, Mom wants some Oreos. So, what this is we're going to pretty much just start this, and we're going to go as we go. We're live, by the way. We're live streaming this. We is in my YouTube listeners.
Bye.
My mom says hello. The Colonial Mother. That's right. I love that. I like that. I very much like that. Had to make an appearance. She's the one who made this all happen. A round of applause for the Colonial Mother, who loves Oreos. There's nothing better than a Colonial Mother who loves Oreos. Those are carrot cake Oreos, by the way. And we're not being sponsored by them. Surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. So, where were we? So, I think we're just going to jump right into this. So, we got the Broken Skull IPAs. We got Oreos. We got tons. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Somebody knows how to applaud. I like that. We're going to pop open this beer in name of Colonial Mothers. Let's get this going. Now, it says here, before the show, precondition the house by airing the New Age Outlaws taking a walk on CM Punk during their match against The Shield. So I'm assuming that what happened before this, I don't remember because I didn't watch it, was the New Age Outlaws and CM Punk facing The Shield. The New Age Outlaws walked out. I don't know why they phrased it as taking a walk on CM Punk. It's weird phrasing. So we're going to go into the signature, 15 seconds, and then we're opening up with Cody Rhodes and Goldust versus the New Age Outlaws. Now you are going to hear the audio of this, and it may be too loud. I'm going to turn it down a little, probably. But let's get going. Let's watch this show. And if you're going to watch along with us, if you have the WWE Network, I'm going to cue you in as the start time. So here we go in 3, 2, 1, play. Mae Young passed away right around this time. So there's a little graphic of Mae Young. And this is a long intro for Mae Young. That was their 15. Maybe that was the 15-second signature. Oh, nope. This is the 15-second signature. Yes. Look at this. It is then, now, and forever. But no Hulk Hogan. Although, isn't this before Hogan made those comments? I don't remember. Then, now, forever. Back in the day. And the arena is empty. Whole Nelly. New Age Outlaws non-title match. Producer, writer. This should take 10 minutes. And New Age Outlaws look great here. They always do. Oh, this is an actual match. What's written here? New Age Outlaws music and entrance. That is what happened. I think we're off to a good start here. They're following the script. They didn't say. I guess they didn't do any of the cuts here. As far as they don't really mention. Oh, the Miz is on commentary. What's the Miz doing on commentary? Here comes a B-roll Monday Night Raw. New Age Outlaws take a walk on CM Punk. There it is. Punk looking in his best Wolverine, going for the tag, and I'm sure Punk was very happy at this time, as he's been and nothing but happy for the past 6 or 7 years. Oh, Goldberg smack. Ow. Man, everybody's going after Goldberg. And then speaking of, Roman Reigns hits the spear cover, and that was the Shield. And why is the Miz on commentary? This is Smackdown. Was Miz on commentary at this time? Man, I was so out of the loop. Cut the music after the music was already cut off. They didn't mention promos, but this is their shtick. Isn't it weird to have two 40-something-year-old guys being D-Generation X, even if it's New Age Outlaws or Shawn Michaels and Triple H? They're not very much degenerates. They're like dad-generates. That still went over, though. He's really good. JBL. I would take Jerry Lawler over JBL any day. I know that's controversial. I wonder what Billy's gonna say. Me too, Miz. Clock it. Okay. Cody Rhodes and Goldust music and entrance. Is this Stardust? Are we at Stardust yet? This is 2014, so I have to imagine this is actually Cody Rhodes. Yeah, this is regular Cody Rhodes. It was dashing, but still has brown hair. Oh, those penny-looking tag belts, those bronze penny belts. I don't know if the silver and the blue and red straps are any better, though. The design was cool, it needed to be actual gold for people to buy into it. Personally. That's just my own... I think they pumped in crowd noise in here, because I'm hearing very artificially sounding things. And most of these fans look bored. All right, here we go. Match. All I have here for the mention in the script is match. I think we got a match. You know what? I'm going to have one of those Oreos. Open up this show with an Oreo. These guys have been anti-authority. These guys vandalize the corporate This is a colonial Oreo, by the way. I know, right?
Think's interesting is the fact that the New Age Outlaws walked out on CM Punk, who's had run-ins with the Shielding Authority. Then just a few days later, they
well, now the Smackdown tag belts have Velcro on them, so that's cool, I guess.
Let's think about this. 2 months ago, I dropped out on Kofi Kingston. I did the same exact thing Degeneration X did to CM Punk. Did you find yourself in a tag out situation?
It's kind of cool to see 3 veterans in the New Age Outlaws and Goldust, and then Cody Rhodes, and how much I'm sure getting the ring time with these kinds of guys helped develop the way that he views pro wrestling. Even if this is 2014. And this was before they were milking it way too much. The milkage has definitely amplified in recent years. This was only supposed to be 10 minutes. Nice. Over the top. Justin trying to get the tag, cuts him off. But babyfaces took over. Hooray. Oh, man. I'm not going to like the rest of this. I'm being told, based on Le Script, that we're going to have a during the match entrance here by a certain Guerrero. And Cody makes a comeback, babyface comeback. And there's a lot of wordage here, and I'm going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. This particular Guerrero is going to cut a promo. Distraction leads to New Age Outlaws finish. But right now, Cody on a house of fire. Big old house of fire. Double drop kick. That was nice. It was a springboard double drop kick. Good job, Cody. People say Cody only does a certain amount of stuff. That was pretty impressive. Dustin took that over the top way longer than Road Dogg did. Oh, Famouser. Nope. No, mister. Wow. Oklahoma Power Slam. Billy Gunn is huge. Billy Gunn is a large man. He's an ass man, but he's a large man. Yeah, they put Velcro on the tag belts. They look like if you thought they didn't look like toys before, they look like toys now. That is a fact. That actually happened. That was one of the takeaways from Money in the Bank. Did you not listen to the podcast? Which you can always find on the Court Martial Podcast on this channel. If you like, subscribe, hit the bell button, blah, 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 blah. You've heard the spiel. Oh, disaster kick. I wonder if Cody had the trademark disaster kick. Oh, here comes Vicky. Here comes Vicky. Let's see if she says everything. Oh, Vicky making this her own. This was definitely rooted. Oh, now she's saying it. Vicky. I forgot how annoying Vicky's voice was. But she's reciting this line for line. Almost. Vicky does make it her own, and she was very detestable. Distraction and a roll-up with tights, and that's it. Brutal. Vicky comes out, makes her thing. At least that made sense. At least Vicky's distraction, while it is, but how is it that it was? At least that made sense. That Vicky's distraction. Although, what was the point of that promo? Just to mention that it was that the Royal Rumble was happening. Hey, remember the Royal Rumble? Yep, that's happening. Distraction gets the win. I understand she's a heel, but like, if the whole thing was the promo, I don't think that she was really getting in the mind of Cody and Goldust there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Was this in the middle of Cody Rhodes? These guys. No, this was long after they reunited with Dustin. Here comes Renee Young. Wow, she looks young. Let's see, during the break. Yep, crashed break. This was a CM Punk promo, so this is a change in the script. Ooh. Where was CM Punk originally going to cut this promo?
Thank you very much.
Was he originally going to cut this promo? Oh, here comes Paul Heyman. Oh, okay, so they must have just squeezed that promo in right at the end. Yeah, they were going to do a graphic of Wyatt and the family responding to Daniel Bryan, but they didn't. Instead, they gave the Punk promo instead, and then the Heyman walk. So next should be Paul Heyman in-ring promo. And they did do the reactions and the music out. They actually write in here "breathe," which I assume is just some filler time. And here comes Paul Heyman. Now it's interesting. They had Vicky scripted word for word, but here for promo for Heyman, it's cuts promo regarding Lesnar's upcoming match with Big Show. Heyman says Lesnar will be on Raw Monday, and the rest is up to Heyman. That is really that's a terrible joke. I'm looking at TAW's Gaming's comments for those of you who are not TAW Gaming.
And I stand before you tonight as I do every night.
Cutting a promo, his own promo.
The beast incarnate, the obvious #1 contender for the WWE World Heavyweight.
Who's champion at this time?
Brock Lesnar.
Is that Orton? Yeah, that was Orton.
It's a shame.
How did Orton win this? Was this the combined belt? This was the combined belts, right? This was right after they did the whole Cena and Orton for the in the ladder match. I remember. We should be listening to Paul's promo.
See, it's demonstrative of the conspiracy series.
Oh, somebody tell me, can you hear this at all in the background?
Ladies and gentlemen, my client, Brock Lesnar,
Fork laser.
got into a fight with the world's strongest man, an Olympian no less, Mark Henry.
Lesnar and Mark Henry?
Fulfilling the mantra.
Did we see that happen?
Sleep,
Maybe.
conquer, repeat.
I was doing a lot of other things at the time.
Brock Lesnar was attacked.
But Lesnar was coming up by Lesnar going to be doing his thing. Oh, Lesnar and the Big Show. Oh yeah. Was that on the Rumble? Lesnar and Big Show?
Brock Lesnar. Oh, come on. You know this as well as I do. The Big Show, admittedly, is 7 feet tall.
I love that this is all Paul Heyman. One of the few stalwarts left allowed to cut his own promo.
But make no mistake about it. At the Royal Rumble pay-per-view,
God, I hope one day to have the hairline that Paul Heyman has, which is bald and ponytail at the end. I hope to have the Paul Heyman cut one day. I did say one day, many years ago, that I'd be a future Paul Heyman, and my hairline does not lie.
and all of them with Brock Lesnar by my side. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the giants, I fear no evil, for Brock Lesnar walks right next to me, which is why the Big Show may try that with Zeb Coulter, but he'll never try that with me. And that's not because the Big Show sweats me. I'm just an advocate, but it's because who I'm with and who I'm with
is Jake from State Farm. I'm with Jake from State Farm. Paul Heyman, the original Jake from State Farm. Where's a Big Show? Oh, my. Michael Cole, the George Takei of pro wrestling. Oh, my. Welcome. It's Paul Heyman and the Big Show. Big Show music, reactions. Now, Big Show, it'll be interesting. They didn't give him much. They said Big Show promo. Oh, I guess Paul's not done. Heyman's supposed to run off and top the barricade. Oh, and he hops out. And he's over the barricade. All right, he's making this his own. Oh, good. I'm glad that Big Show's allowed to say his own stuff.
Just because of what happened last week with your client, Brock Lesnar.
Say what you want about Big Show. He can talk.
Why you both should run into.
Oh.
It's a couple of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, they did a cut to the old school Monday Night Raw. I remember that one. That's when Jake the Snake came back. Big Show. Oh, God. JBL in that big red vest from the old school episode. Ooh, brutal. This is amazing. Big Show tosses Lesnar, and Lesnar sells it awfully. Oh, that was a bad sell. But give it to Brock. He was trying at the time. This was before he beat the Streak and John Cena to a pulp.
I was a Heyman guy before it was even cool to be a Heyman guy.
Actually, you were a Heyman guy after Paul Heyman betrayed Brock Lesnar to join. So, no, that's not actually true. Sorry. Oh. And Big Show cut this promo. Did a good job. Oh, and he said, "Here comes the pain." He's supposed to say, "Here comes the pain." Let's see if he says, "Here comes the pain." Nope, he didn't. What was written here, this is what he didn't say. Paul, while you're running away, let Brock Lesnar that... What? Paul, while you're running away, let Brock Lesnar that this Monday. A beast is no match for a giant. You tell Brock, here comes the pain. That was written by Vince. That 100% was written by Vince McMahon. No debate. Eva Marie promo. Great. Eva Marie Divas bumper announcing Mysterio will face Del Rio. Yep. Wow. That's all. Thank you, Eva Marie. You are a person who exists. Crash to break. There was no crash there. It was just a break. During the break on the WWE app, to be determined. Reading. Let's encourage wrestling fans to read. Cool. Somebody gave a direction to leave mics on the steps. Next segment is Mysterio and Del Rio. 7 minutes time. Eva Marie, WWE Hall of Fame. 2021. Let's make it happen. Oh, Batista. Oh, that's right. Was this when they were teasing Batista, or had they already let the cat out of the bag? Oh, no, he was coming next week, right on the 21st. That's right. That was what was so annoying. He showed up on the Go Home show and won it. 2014. What a time to be alive. This is before Blue Tista. They used the JR clip because, of course, JR hypes everything up, and Cole makes everything seem like they're playing golf. And Alberto Del Rio doesn't even get a televised entrance. Oh, how little has changed. With Bumper Raw. Batista returns vignette. Established Del Rio in the ring. Del Rio music playing. B-roll from last week's Raw. Next is Ray's music and entrance, and then Rey Mysterio has a very scripted promo, which you could obviously tell because every time Ray's been around, his promos have always been scripted by WWE, and it's very annoying. I saw Alberto Del Rio. I'm going to hit people I shouldn't hit and leave your child on side of the road. Something about, say about Alberto Del Rio, not mentioning all his like original stuff that's going on right now, the whole I'm a horrible person gimmick that he's hitting. He cut some pretty fire promos in Lucha Underground. And if you haven't watched Lucha Underground, watch Lucha Underground. Booyaka Shakshwan 9. That's my boy, yo. And Ray was getting pretty stale at this point in WWE. It was kind of good that he left for like Lucha Underground, which you should all watch. If nothing else, just for the historical value. Booyaka. Oh, come on, Miz. All right, Miz is still on commentary. Weirdly enough, Miz makes JBL palatable, and JBL and Miz make Michael Cole seem like not a total, how do I put it, knob? Doorknob? There's toilet paper back there. This is in the Colonial Dungeon, obviously, because, hey, I'm a pro wrestling fan. What do you want from me? Pretty much checked every prerequisite for this channel based on just the video today. Mother, basement. Well, I have beer. I'm not drinking an energy drink. That's not a shot if you are. It's not a pot shot if you are, but I can see it in your eyes that you're worried about Batista returning to Monday Night Raw. Okay. When you should be worried about me tonight. Porque te voy a ganar esta noche. Oh, that's way better. That's way better. Hold on. Rey Mysterio's promo. This is only supposed to be 7 minutes. This is going to be a quick match. I'm probably going to miss most of it. The original promo was Del Rio. All you keep talking about is what you'll do to Batista when he returns Monday night. Well, be careful what you wish for. I've talked to Batista, and let me tell you, the animal is hungry. I'm going to enjoy watching him kick your butt almost as much as I enjoy kicking your butt right now. Vince, you are ruining the show. That was awful. Rey Mysterio made that his own and said, no, focus on me, because Rey Mysterio is a consummate professional. This was hot garbage. And you have to know that's a rewrite. Oh, God. Rey always scares me when he does that sliding splash off the top. I was afraid he's going to just aim that too far and just smash his head against the turnbuckle and snap his neck.
20 seconds to that man right there with the mascot. WWE's version of Right Said Fred, one-hit wonder. Back to the match, Miz. Rey Mysterio again. John mentioned he's a. Oh, and look at this, Del Rio again. The same. Here's where Mysterio was before. That caught Mysterio. It's legal.
And running kick. Rey. Alberto Del Rio. Oh man, what a tag team that would be. Alberto Del Rio. Oh, is this supposed to go through the break? Oh, yeah, I guess it was supposed to go through the break. And we get 6 minutes after the break. Rey wins. Quick one. I'm assuming that means a roll-up or just a finish. Oh, nice tilt. Yeah. Del Rio's Tilts World Backbreaker always look good.
Here we go. Hook of the leg and a kick out by Mysterio. But you got to think about the Royal Rumble.
Started to notice that everybody kicks out with the right shoulder. Might be part of that whole system of everybody doing stuff to the left, as they say. Or as is taught. I don't know. I'm just a smart. Oh, what a kick. Kick to Le Face. Weird pin, though.
Anybody can put a theory together post-fact to make anything work. The beauty of the Royal Rumble match is that it's fun.
I'm going to kick your booty. That's basically what Vince wrote for that. Oh, Jesus. That took Miz. That took talent. That's cool, I guess. Look at the little Mexican flags in the corners. They've got them in the corner of every turnbuckle. Oh my God. Why? Oh, went for the airport. I'm still trying to get over these little Mexican flags. Why are they on every turnbuckle? Why? 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 What is this to remind people that they're both from Mexico? I don't understand. I don't understand. This is so strange. Oh man, I don't get it. That's so funny. That's one of maybe the most tone deaf things I've ever seen WWE do. And this is 2014. That was not that good of an arm drag. I appreciate the effort they put into it. Well, this wasn't a quick one because they made the whole 6 minutes happen here. Oh, got the knees up. That was good. These two are both professionals. You ever notice that Ray sometimes, Ray puts on a lot of good TV matches? Like, when he's got a good partner, he's always putting on good TV matches. He puts more good TV matches than he does pay-per-view matches. Ray was on a roll, but his momentum has been stopped. Especially ones that involve climbing up Titan Tower, but let's not get into that. That wasn't even a match. You were not a match. You're an abomination. Into his little sidekick. Oh, yep. There's the roll-up. That's a quick one means. Reactions, music out. 15 seconds on Michael Cole, Miz, and JBL react, segue, and toss to... Oh, I got a note. I'm sorry. Oh, Del Rio got some heat back. I'm sorry. There were notes here. This was intended. There is on the floor director notes ADR flags. And then at the end of the segment, remove ADR flags. So they had this in mind. I guess this was part of Alberto's Del Rio shtick. And I did not know this, but I had the answer. If I had just read the script, I had the answer. If only we all had the script so we could all watch it in the same level of appreciation. But Del Rio got his heat back, which is good. Meant to see JBL summed it up perfectly. Lay the guy on the middle of the ring. But they don't mention him getting his heat back, which is interesting. I wonder if they just leave that to him. They just said reactions. So I wonder if they leave that to them, which I kind of doubt. It's probably, you know what? It's probably the agents. That's where the agents get a little creativity. Must be. Thank y'all for watching me watch this episode. I'm going to talk about this on the podcast too. On Friday, I'm going to give my final thoughts for those people who didn't watch this live stream, which I may or may not re-upload. Or I'll re-upload, but with certain cuts. Or maybe I'll just re-upload it. I don't know. Oh, bumper to CM Punk calls out the Shield tonight. That's the end. Oh, is that the ending segment? That might be the ending segment. Is Punk committing career suicide and very much a scripted promo? Did they say that on the thing? Segment 4. They have not shown Bray Wyatt on this whole show, and this whole thing was supposed to be about Bray Wyatt, but they were supposed to do a horror graphic here, and they didn't do the horror graphic. And they didn't do the one before. They said that Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, they were going to do a reaction to that as well, and they didn't do that either. So for a show that was entitled Wyatt Family Feud, I'm not seeing any Wyatts at all on this show so far. And we're already 4 segments into this show. Funkadactyls, great. Funkadactyls music and entrance. This is Naomi with Cameron versus Tamina. Oh boy. Tamina and AJ Lee. Oh man, that was hot. That was hot. I will say Cameron and Naomi doing that whole booty raise up thing. Okay, that was okay. You that's okay. That left me speechless. If Steve Harvey joined the Wyatt family, that would, I don't know, that would be something. It's funny because he probably like would just still wear like the 17 button suits, but the Hawaiian 17 button suits, host family feud with a Hawaiian suit, starts cutting very decrepit promos in the middle of well, God. That's kind of, yeah, I gotta respect the Funkadactyls for what they were. It's funny how one of the Funkadactyls ended up being the most. Emma's there out of nowhere. Emma Taining. Emma, why did they ruin Emma so badly in WWE? Why? I like Tennille Dashwood a lot, actually. Thought she had some skills. Here comes AJ Lee. Speaking of skills, following Diva match. Wow, Tamina is a lot thinner here. Yeah, like by a lot. I mean, there's a good 50 pounds difference here. She's still big. I mean, like physically imposing. Naomi versus Tamina. Wow, what a time in the women's division. Wow, look at this shrimpy looking referee. This dude, what a Chad. This dude looks like a total Chad.
And here's Tamina now. Dumping Naomi back into the ring. Tamina, the daughter, of course, of Jimmy Superfly Snuka, the Hall of Famer. You gotta wonder what's going through Tamina's head. Sticking around.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That was bad. Tamina went to go do like one of the full, like, where Naomi shoots off the ropes and Tamina just presses her up and she takes a flat bump like a almost like a frog splash or a belly flop. But Tamina landed mostly on her head and neck. That was bad. That was bad. Fade up with Monsoon quarter carry of Funkadactyl's entrance. I don't know what that is. B-roll, blah, blah, blah. Funkadactyls notice Emma. Funkadactyls point out Emma. Tamina entrance with AJ Lee, but that was AJ Lee's music instead of Tamina's music, which was not on the script, though. Dave Meltzer would approve of this match. Finish. Naomi should win this. Music, reactions, music out, breathe. And then 30 seconds. Well, we'll get to that. I like all the camera shots that they have of AJ Lee with that twisted smile.
Yes, I'm listening to what you have to say. But let's face it, Naomi is an athlete. This girl's
Oh, what a kick. Oh, what a kick. Cameron, wow. Ooh, AJ Lee. See you. Phil Brooks is a lucky ass man. Yes, sir. Oh, wow. That might be one of the worst Luthez presses I've ever seen from anybody. Come on, Cameron. And a weak ass roll up. Nothing. No, she's just laying there. Here comes Naomi doing the butt moonsault. The Miz, I can't do that. And Naomi wins, and the crowd goes mild. That was... I don't want to call that bowling shoe ugly, but that was definitely at least in the bowling alley. I don't want to say it was a bowling shoe, but it was at least in the bowling alley. And, wow, that's a big disco ball. Disco ball and pom-poms. Well, I will have to say, admittedly, Naomi has come a long way from this time. She's better. She's better. Mae Young, she was something. We now take a look at the life of Mae Young. Michael Cole. Shut the f up.
She was a pioneer in every respect, kicking down doors everywhere she went, proving that.
Yeah, that is 2 roll-up finishes. Wow, what a surprise.
Only better.
Mm-mm.
Career spanned.
It wasn't a roll-up. I'm sorry, that was a moonsault and a pin. That was a straight pin.
She was a trailblazer, a champion.
It's Stephanie McMahon, obviously the creator of women's wrestling, talking about Mae Young. The last time that Naomi and Cameron wrestled, which was for some reason mentioned here, but I don't know why it wasn't on any of the other matches, was November 20th, 2013. This was the first time ever on SmackDown. Maybe they're supposed to mention that. And Fit Finley, and this was Finley produced that one, in case anyone wanted to know. And I guess that instead of I see. CM Punk was the Renee Young and CM Punk thing was supposed to happen here, but they switched it to the very beginning of the show so they could fit the Mae Young stuff in. And I guess probably because the Mae Young stuff was in, they did a lot less of the Wyatt family stuff. But Bray Wyatt should be next. And on this sheet, it says, talk to Bray and go over the key points for Mania and the Rumble match. So they, and this was right when Bray Wyatt was, well, no, this was the year after Bray faced John Cena? What was that, 2013 that they did that?
It's you fans that makes me bound and determined to be here on my 100th birthday to be representing you.
Did they make it to 100? I don't think she did. I think she died at 99. Well, it was 2008. Well, I don't remember when she died. Wow, there was a very fat Reed Flair. Or not Reed, I'm sorry, not Reed Flair. David Flair. Sorry. And just like that, this video has gone to hell.
Now we celebrate
Well,
the life of the legend.
if y'all want to go to hell with me, give me a hell yeah.
Your legacy will live forever.
Thanks, May. Too bad WWE wouldn't respect you the way that actual people would. Because WWE are not actual people. They are reptilian in nature.
Groundbreaking, historic, game-changing. Many of the ways that media outlets around the United States debut in the unveiling of the
No, that was maybe the worst Freudian slip ever. That was definitely not the best. That was not meant to be insensitive. You know what? And there goes my chances of ever meeting Rick or Charlotte. Just like that. Stream is down. And now these... Oh, great. Nothing I want to see more at this point in the show. How far are we into this thing? Oh, God. We're less than halfway. Oh, Christ. Oh, man. We are less than halfway through this show. JBO looks like he's holding a fart so bad. Oh, that's right. Bray was with the Wyatt family at this point. And the Usos. Before they actually got some personality. Dude, if I got Paige and Charlotte on this show, I would be a very happy sponge. Right? Bray joined the Wyatt family. You know, this might be the only other guy I'd really like to see, as much as I hated the Firefly Funhouse. Daniel Bryan's probably the only other person I'd like to see in the Firefly Funhouse spectacle, if they gave it the same kind of justice. You know, because they have such a history in his former alliance. Actually, they should make them a tag team. They should have Bray as the Fiend manipulate Daniel Bryan enough to rejoin them. I know they did the thing with the red lights and blah, 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 but like, if they really wanted to do a big, crazy spectacle with no people, they should get Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt to do one of their little spectacles. Because at the very least, as a smark, I'd be entertained. As a wrestling fan, I'd be infuriated. But I couldn't be because I brought it on myself. If Kevin Nash comes out in a green cone at any point, then I will officially declare wrestling officially dead. Not that Nash ever cared. No disrespect to Nash. He wouldn't care. He'd just be like, shut up, Smark. And I'd be like, yes, sir, Mr. Nash. No. I'd start cutting a promo, and then I'd probably get knocked out. But you know what? Worst case scenario, you get knocked out by Kevin Nash, that's a hell of a story to tell. Back when Bray Wyatt actually meant something. It's a shame that Firefly Funhouse didn't legitimately undo all the damage of not losing to losing to Cena, because him losing to Cena and then losing every subsequent feud he was ever in as the Bray Wyatt character really destroyed Bray Wyatt. That Firefly Funhouse was an attempt to kind of undo that damage, but I don't think you really could undo that damage. Although I will say they're packaging him better. Daniel Bryan, the yes movement. Yes movement. I'm not doing the thing. I'm not doing yes. See? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Oh, running knee. Running knee. Daniel Bryan. I have a song, by the way, called Daniel Bryan, which is all about Daniel Bryan. And you can find it on Spotify. It's in the album Mixed Bag by White Nux. White, W-H-I-T-E. Nux, K-N-U-X. And it's worth listening to because it's a good story. And it's Daniel Bryan. And I should give it to Daniel Bryan. AB Gaming, what's good, homie? But yes, it's you should listen to Daniel Bryan on Spotify. All right, let's see here. The writer of this was Nick. Thanks, Nick. Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family music and entrance. Bray Wyatt cuts a promo about Daniel Bryan betraying him on Monday Night Raw. Bray Wyatt's another guy, they're just letting him go. You can tell the people who'd let him go. Yes, a lot of gaming going on here in this chat about pro wrestling. But keep in mind that these friendships started, well, at least one of them did, on a pro wrestling game. So it all blinds in together. And you should all follow each other, by the way. And like and share and subscribe. After you've done that to my channel, you should do that to all the other channels that are making comments here. That's pretty much all I got here on this. Horror graphic. They actually wrote on this horror graphic. It was horror. And now Bray Wyatt going straight up. While I'm talking about the music, because they're not even doing the promo yet. They cut Kevin Dunn. You cut the music way short. Although he did blow the lamp out really early on that. But I'm going to blame Kevin Dunn anyway because it's fun to do. Now Bray Wyatt's going to cut a promo. I know they're great. They're great with those specifics.
I wanted nothing more in life than to be powerful like my father.
He wants to be powerful like the IRS. Great. While we're talking about music, you should go follow every single piece of music I've ever put out, including Retreat, which came out in February. And it's White Nux and A Bizzle. And it is a great album. You should listen to it. It's on Spotify and I believe Apple Music and in a lot of other places. I'm going to put the link in the description after this. And I'm going to put it in every description going forward until every single fan has listened to it. Until every single human on the planet has listened to it. That's a lot of people. So you're going to get a lot of Retreat promos. And this was before Brown Snowman, Lou Harper coming out with no mask. Eric Rowan with a mask that looks like somebody scotch taped it.
And I always knew that I was destined for greater things. So as I lay there, deep down in that black
Oreo time. Carrot cake Oreos.
She gave me hope, and she sang to me the sweetest songs that I had ever heard.
Bray Wyatt.
I became enthralled with her beauty and obsessed.
Oh, I just found out that Waylon Mercy, Dan Spivey, actually helped Bray Wyatt a little bit on these promos because he was Waylon Mercy back in the day, and that's kind of the primitive start of this character. Because I guess Spivey and Mike Rotunda, Bray's father, actually tagged for a while. Zero Sky. It hasn't been that infuriating. This was before it got like really insufferable. This has been not bad.
So that I may be resurrected into the creature.
Oh, hardline graphic.
I was born
Eyes.
to be.
God, Bray Wyatt can talk his ass off.
Did you really think that you could hurt me?
Bray Wyatt got 7 minutes to cut this promo. That's pretty impressive.
Your foolish attempt to stab me in the back.
Oh, there was some rage. There was some rage. There's no doubt about that.
I do not bleed like one of you.
I bleed like everybody.
Brian
Woo!
was given
I'm like Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan. I'm like Daniel Bryan.
reapers. Now he will burn with the saints.
When the Saints go marching in. This didn't have any specific guidelines, so it's just Bray doing the Bray, which is cool. Oh, was that? I guess that was the horror graphic.
CM Punk.
Oh, here comes CM Punk.
Well, now it's clear that Daniel Bryan's gonna have his own problems with the Wyatt family.
Oh, this is another CM Punk promo.
Calling out all three members of the
So
Shield.
they gave another
And you're
CM Punk
also
promo.
hearing that you want to call out the New Age Outlaws. So which is it?
It's both. I'm calling out all 5 superstars: Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Billy Gunn, and the Road Dogg.
I mean, Punk, isn't that like career suicide?
Wow, this is contrived.
No, it's just a gift. I'm giving the authority an opportunity.
At least CM Punk has got some
what they
he's got
want.
some free reign here
Shut me up.
to do what he has to do.
They want. Someday, I'm gonna get what I want.
Well, this is the second Punk bit that we've gotten here. And Renee Young Reacts was actually written into the script here, which is Punk exists as Renee Reacts. Great. During the break on the WWE app, Fandango music and entrance with Summer Rae. This is next segment is Big E versus Fandango in a non-title match. 7 minutes. Oh no, Bella's bumper. Oh no. Go away. No. Get away from my screen, Bellas. Oh, I can't even listen to you. No. Stop.
You're easier saying Big E.
I'm going to my safe space. Big E. People giving Big E a good reaction back before he joined the New Day. Too bad Big E never got his world title run. He might still. Summer Rae.
Fandango! There he is, Michael! Yeah, I figured he'd be excited about
Oh, Fandango.
Very excited about this.
Remember when Fandango's music actually was the like Britain? It hit one of Britain's top charts. That dip was kind of bullshit, to be honest with you. I know that I'm not allowed to swear on the streams, but I'm just as somebody who did ballroom dancing, that was a garbage. That was garbage. That was hot garbage. Straight up garbage. Bad. Okay, that was past. That was halfway passable. But anyone with two ears and like basic training would get that. I am not convinced of Fandango's ballroom dancer skills. Yeah, Big E's crossing his arms just like I am right now. He's not impressed. I'm not impressed. He's better as a police fashionman. Bad. I believe Summer Rae has ballroom skills. I do not believe Fandango has ballroom skills. I don't approve. I approve. Oh well. I swore I got demonetized from the 5 people that are watching this right now. God, I was making so much bank up until that point. Oh, backbreaker. Biggie. I want to see Biggie turn heel and fight Kofi Kingston. I wish they had done that for the world title and had Biggie and Kingston fight for the WWE Championship while Kofi was on top. Because I think we need to see something new than the New Day. The New Day is an old day. It's like PM. The New Day is PM right now.
You're on TV shows, you're doing movies, you're on radio shows. Everybody wants a piece of the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The world opens up for you. Nice. Wow. Athletic ability.
Shoulder tackle. What does this say? Bella's bumper, Langston music and entrance, match, finish, Biggie wins. That's all I got. I want to know what a monsoon quarter carry of fun. Maybe that's a particular type of angle or something like that. I don't know. This is the second time they've written it, but I don't quite get it. Something about gorilla. I have to imagine. Otherwise, they wouldn't call it monsoon. Oh. Oof. Fandango.
You don't see too many superstars have their way with Biggie Langston.
Biggie Langston. I don't think he needs the last name Langston anymore. I think that was one of those few name changes that I think was passable. It's 2013, by the way, when NXT became NXT. Because Seth Rollins was the first champion. Which was ironically after the Shield started. On the main roster, that is.
What it is to be that Intercontinental Champion. Tell us about it. I mean, you got to think of the prestige, all the people that you grew up watching. I remember watching The Ultimate Warrior. I remember watching Shawn Michaels have that prestigious title. And everyone wants a piece of that title, and that puts a big target on Biggie Langston's face. More than even JBL had the Intercontinental Championship. Proud to have had it in his last match too. In my last match, walked in with it.
Biggie Langston was an Intercontinental Champion. I'm glad I remembered that. Oh, yeah. Look at that power move by Biggie. Tour de force. Fandango took kind of a crappy outside bump, though. Especially as a heel, I think he should be a little more over-animated than he is. He's kind of just, like, getting up. I'm not sure I dig Fandango, honestly. I don't get the facials. I'm not getting a whole lot out of him. Uh-oh. Belly, boom. Oh, big old baby splash. Shades of Bojack. Thank you to those of you who got that. Here comes the big. Is this the big ending? Biggie wins convincing fashion. Dig it. That mention of Bojack makes me want to watch Old Magnation now. That's another channel if you haven't watched it. Some of the old school stuff from WWE. What was it? My favorite era was the 2K13 era. But 2K14 with the consistent one counts was also a good era of Magnation. Good channel. Good dudes behind that channel. Be nice to see them do some stuff and maybe collab with people who would be happy to collab. Double pinky. Hall of Fame package, the Ultimate Warrior. Oh, yeah, the Ultimate Warrior was still alive at this point. And the Ultimate Warrior was going to go in, so they were going to mention that the Ultimate Warrior is going to go in. And then they're going to do a graphic about the network, because the network was just... Oh, my God, the network was just about to launch. This is huge. This is a piece of history, truly. It's funny how a lot of the notes stopped here. But then they're going to do the WWE Network graphic. They're going to break. Then they're going to do another app thing. Segment 8 short. And then they're going to do a Renee Young interview with The Shield. And they have all of this written out. Let's see if they actually follow this line script by script. So far, the only person who has pretty much read it script line for line was Vicky Guerrero. Pretty much everything, everybody else has been making it their own one way or another. And even Vicky took some liberties. No, I don't. I was more obsessed with the Magnation at the time. Although they really started in, 2012? What was the first match? It was Mace Windu and somebody. What was the first Magnation match? I cannot remember. Somebody, I know one of you in the who has watched it back in the day will remember. I forget. Android 17. Yes, that's right. The Ultimate Warrior. God, shame what happened to him, though. And Miz doing a Warrior impression. That's kind of cringy, but...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas, history made, in another way.
I'm still part of La Pollution, by the way. Speaking of Magnation stuff. Oh, here comes the network. Wow. And Michael Cole read that. We'll take you back to the most revolutionary announcement in WWE history. It's exactly what was written. Good job, Cole. I went on a couple of those boo cruises. Dude, we got so hammered on those boo cruises. Roman Reigns in the background not being the center of attention. I love it.
Brother versus brother. With the three of you being entered into the Royal Rumble match, I just want to know if you guys have devised any kind of a plan.
Even Renee's taking liberties here.
Shield is a finely crafted machine that does not break down. The real question is how are the 27 other superstars
Dean Ambrose and Renee getting freaky before they got freaky. Dominant force in WWE was written. Ambrose took liberties.
I mean, if it came down to it and you had to throw Seth Rollins over the top rope to win the Royal Rumble to go on to headline WrestleMania, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, would you do it?
I not look like a trustworthy person to you?
There you go, D. I love this. They're all taking Vince's words and going, "Nah, we're not doing Vince's words. We're doing better stuff."
Dean, it's very kind of you, but let's be real here. You couldn't throw me over the top rope if your life depended on it.
Even Dean and Seth doing his own deal.
And then I got a shot.
Doing his own deal. Good. Good.
First of all, I was kidding. Of course I would throw you over the top rope. And second of all, you would go sailing, kid. Sailing over the top rope. Work on your landing, all right? We're talking about headlining WrestleMania here, boys. I throw you both over the top rope in an instant. Regardless.
Even Roman Reigns gets his own. This was before they were way more strict about it. There you go. That was good. That was good. All three of them took their own liberties. They did not recite any of this on here. This was all Vince McMahon cringy-ass bullshit. Oh, I swore again. Demonetized. Oh, no. What you gonna do when the cow go moo? I'm gonna kill it for beef. I'm sorry. It's what's gonna happen. It's what happens. But this is not, you know what? This is the biggest difference between now or then and now. Because now they do it word for word. It's so obviously word for word, and nobody has the balls to make the scripted word their own. And it sounds so forced, and that's a big reason. Even in 2014, this was still palatable. And that was the promo I just heard was 1,000 times better than what was written on the script.
Anytime you want, instantly on all your devices, including laptops, desktops, gaming consoles, mobile phones, tablets, and more. Finally, WWE Network.
Next up is the Usos versus the Real Americans, fighting for the rights of every man. Oh, Oksana, that's right. So the on-camera Miz, Cole, and JBL, they put that beforehand. They did the network launch package, which is this. Ironically, I'm watching this on the network. Oh, $9.99. Remember when they pushed $9.99 to oblivion, like at least 999 times? And, yeah. Well, you got one. And countdown clock to the launch of the network. This is a 2-minute and 30-second package on the network. That's a lot of time to spend on it. But then again, to be fair, it was a good move. It was annoying as hell, but people did buy it. That's how I'm watching this. Then I'm going to crash the break. We got 4 minutes on the break. By the way, we have timestamps on all of this, by the way. So this is and actually, this is it doesn't exactly line up. But, and also because we don't have to deal with regular commercials. Because this is timestamped at 9:27 is when this comes back on. Actually, not yet. They haven't crashed the break yet. But this is it is currently 9:12, but this was supposed to be at like 9:23 is when they take the break. Here comes Oksana. Usos versus, why are they doing these Divas segues? I don't really care for it. Crash to break. It's supposed to be 9:27 right now. It's 9:12. So we are cutting some things down here in Worcester. Worcester, Mass. Outside locator shot. They mentioned that. Announcers react segue and toss to 1-minute B-roll from Raw. Kofi Kingston pins Orton in an upset victory after the match. Orton throws a temper tantrum and attacks John Cena. And that is exactly what happened. John Cena Sr., who is sitting ringside. John Cena comes to Father's aid while Orton escapes. Cena's father's loaded to an ambulance and taken away, which is what happened last Monday. Let's see, did that all happen? It must have, because they wouldn't have written the script like this. Funny thing is, that's not even the case anymore. Because now they have the tier system which I don't know if did they ever take that into effect. I don't know. I never changed it. I've been paying $10. I think it was 2015 when I got it. I like the random lady who's screaming. I don't think Orton really did a whole lot to his father. To Cena's father. I like how Cena's father. You know, Cena's father actually was the promoter of, I think it's Big Time Wrestling in California. He's a promoter. Is John Cena's father? I don't remember the actual name of the wrestler, or not Big Time. It's Big Time Wrestling, I think, in Massachusetts. I know his father's a promoter, so he's very heavily involved in the pro wrestling business, which I'm sure is how John got in. But yeah, check that out sometime. I found that out when I was doing an indie deep dive years ago. Actually, right around this time, around 2014. Announcer note: announcers give updated condition on John Cena Sr. He ended up, he had 6 broken ribs and internal bleeding and a fractured tibacula, which is definitely a WWE person. Here comes the Real Americans. Real Americans music and entrance, with Zeb Coulter in a wheelchair selling Big Show's KO punch. And that he is. Oh, Dutch. I love Dutch Mantell. Zeb Coulter can suck my bass. Because Dutch Mantell was great. You know what? While you're through, think about this. Great match to watch. If you're looking for some history, watch the first ever quote-unquote 6-star match, which was Memphis Wrestling. You can find this somewhere. I'm sorry. Dutch Mantell rolled halfway down the ramp because they were doing the We the People thing with Cesaro and Jack Swagger. That was funny. Millennium Wrestling Federation. Yes, that was it. Thank you, Sky. Coming up with the facts. I knew that was true. But anyway, Dutch Mantell. Anyway, first 6-star match. It was I forget the name of it, but I have to come up with the name of it. But you can, because the YouTube video is a little different. Here comes the Zeb Coulter promo. But anyway, Dutch Mantell made a huge comeback in Memphis. It was Wayne Ferris. I can't remember the names. I gotta start writing these things down. But basically, Dutch Mantell made a save even to save Jerry Lawler in Memphis, which is pretty it was good stuff. It was good stuff. I'm gonna put the link in the description. By the way, if y'all didn't hear me before, go listen to Retreat. I'm gonna put that link in the description too. They're doing the American stuff. We the people. They're doing the We the Peoples. Here comes the Usos in their very generic standard, hey, we're Samoan gimmick. Yeah, I'm so glad they moved on from this phase. Pyro. Hope they warned that kid about the pyro. I miss Pyro. Because honestly, it made the Usos, even still with the generic gimmick, something crowd noise, nobody at all is like not a single person in there is actually jumping up on their feet at all for this. Lillian Garcia looking good. Dutch Mantell deserves more looking at with the crowd, with people. Yeah, they were so much better as heels. They're just generic. But I still like Pyro. They look hurt. I like how they just use a whole bunch of like gauze when they're trying to emphasize that somebody's hurt in the ribs, even though they made just like kayfabe selling injuries. You know, the worst part of their look is their taped heels, like their taped boots. Tape's boots and shorts just doesn't really work as a look. I'd rather see him either in like full-fledged trunks or tights, or just the pants that they wear now. But this is their gimmick was, hey, we're Samoan and we're wrestling royalty, allegedly. Jeez, if TAW Gaming is retracting comments, then we really must be we must be in rough shape. Now we're getting demonetized for sure. Hey, ooh.
You think it's funny? He looks like, I guess, if Norman Schwarzkopf fell down some stairs, you'd laugh at him too.
I feel bad for Dutch. Did Dutch need the money? Because Dutch was better than this. Cesaro's great, though. Claudio Castagnoli, formerly known as... Oh, cut the break. Have I missed anything? Usos interrupt music. Big Show, blah, 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 blah. Zeb Coulter's promo was obviously done much better in with Dutch, because Dutch was able to do it. Big Show's nothing more than a big bully. He's an overgrown oaf who took advantage of a defenseless veteran. A KO is not okay. Vince, shut the hell up. I may not be able to speak well tonight, but guess what? I'd rather not speak at all than not speak English. Oh, Jesus God, Vince. Oh, my God. I think Dutch did it better. Jesus Christ, Vince. That was brutal. I'd rather not speak at all than not speak English. Wow. Wow. Vince, this is bad, man. This is brutal. And if a writer wrote that, kill them. And, yep, this is just match continues, finish, and the Usos win. Could you imagine if Dutch actually said that on TV? Oh, nice whisper in the wind by whichever Uso that is. Could you imagine the PR firestorm he would have gotten if he had actually said that on TV? Instead, we got an actual decent Dutch promo, which, because, you know, it's Dutch. And Dutch, I mean, if there's anyone who deserves to be in a Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, if he's not already, I don't know if he's in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, not WWE Hall of Fame, the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. If Dutch isn't already in it, he ought to be. God, it's weird to see swagger like this and then realize what Hager ended up being in AEW. I like in the top left corner, they have hashtag #GetWellZeb. Who is tweeting that? Oh, Patriot lock. Just call it a damn ankle lock. Come on. Oh, super kick. Say the Usos do have good thrust kicks. Or what does Shivani call them? Standing side kicks? So is Miz babyface at this point? He must be. Kick him, Zeb. That was the tag. Cesaro just tagged Mr. What a terrible name is Zeb Coulter. That's a terrible name. You call him Dutch Mantel. Of course, they want to own it, but come on, man. Zeb Coulter. Name one man you know named Zeb. Zeb's going for a ride. Brutal. Miz is cackling. JBL, why'd you park in a handicapped parking spot? Yes, you do have to make a movie called The Ankle now. Big old Uso splash, and that's it. But by the time, you know what? The crowd got into this. So props to them. They gave it some time. I'll allow it. And really, when you think about it, this match started with 7 minutes before the break and 6 minutes after the break. And then you have to imagine they got about 4 minutes in for the They got 4 minutes in for the commercials, which they actually did an incorrect time. They did bad math because they said 9:34 plus 3 minutes is 9:38. But it's wrestling. I'm not assuming that math is the strong suit of anybody in that building. The aftermath is Usos top Zeb over in his wheelchair, but they ended up just working that into the match, which I think was better rather than making that the aftermath is what they call it, but I like to call it the afterbirth, which is what Jim Cornette calls it. And because I am a big Cult of Cornette fan, and no, I will not be talking about Cornette in this video. Not a chance. Don't even ask for it. It's not going to happen. But we will talk about, but just the teaser on Friday, we will talk about what Jim Cornette said on his most recent podcast and my views on that matter in more detail than you've ever heard before. We will be talking about that, so stay tuned. As well as the reactions to this, as well as the reactions to this 1999 created This Is Wrestling Scholastic book. Plus a match of the week, plus a superstar spotlight. Here comes CM Punk. Segment 11, CM Punk in-ring promo, The Shield, New Age Outlaws, and Kane. This is our main event of the night. We have come a long way tonight, but this is it. CM Punk entrance. Punk is... I'm going to read the promo now because I doubt this is what he's going to say. I'm not out here because I'm a masochist. I'm out here because, unlike the Authority, I don't need to send anyone else to do my dirty work because I have a spine. This is terribly grammatically written. And I'm also not an idiot. I know it doesn't matter if I call it the Shield, the Outlaws, the In-Laws, the Ultimate Warrior, the Dingo Warrior. At least that's a nice reference. The Authority is going to send whoever they want out here to keep me quiet because they're afraid of what I can do with just this microphone. And so far, they've been successful in preventing me from speaking my mind about Triple H, about Stephanie, about the chairman, but not anymore. It's going to take more than 5 guys to shut me up. So let's just start at the top with Triple H. That's super ironic because Triple H and Punk were supposed to wrestle, and then Punk said, "You need to wrestle me, I don't need to wrestle you," and then Punk quit. Weird how things work. Then the Shield's going to show up. New Age Outlaws are going to show up. The Shield and the Outlaws are going to surround the ring. Then Kane shows up. Kane cuts a promo. Punk kicks Kane. Kane chokeslams Punk. Music, reactions, music out, breathe, end of show. Advertised main event, CM Punk versus the Shield 3-on-1 handicap match, I'm assuming for next week. And I wonder if these are dark matches. Punk versus the Shield 3-on-1. Punk wins, and then... I'm not out here because I'm a masochist. Oh, he is reading it out of the script. Wow.
I do not need to hide behind an army, and I don't need to send multiple people to fight my battles.
All right, Punk's taking liberties here.
Although obviously it looks like maybe I am. I'm standing in the middle of the ring, and I'm about to call out 5 tough SOBs. I'm surely to get slaughtered, but I'd rather not wait around. I'd rather just get it over with.
Dude, Punk looks like he has completely lost his passion, which, given the time frame.
The Ultimate Warrior, the Dingo Warrior, the Road Warriors. Doesn't matter who I call out or what I do, The Authority is always going to do everything within their power to shut me up, or at least try to.
At least Punk is taking liberties here.
I tell the truth. When I talk, people listen, and that is real power.
Oh man, it's a shame what WWE did to Punk. Could you imagine if there was an AEW then that he could have gone to and just left and just gone work for there without doing the UFC stuff? And he'd be huge right now.
Let's clear the air right now. When I say Authority, I specifically mean Triple H. Somebody who lucked into his position of power.
The Authority.
His position and his power to firmly press down his oppressive boot heel on any superstar he sees fit to feed his ego, to satisfy his personal agenda. Triple H is somebody who hides behind his wife. Triple H is somebody
it's funny how CM Punk started taking liberties and started telling the truth, and then they made sure to throw the Shield into that. People actually booing the Shield at this point. God, too bad SmackDown was god awful at this point. But you know what? This honestly, just from watching the show, even with the script, this is 1,000 times better than what WWE has now for TV shows. At least there was some level of effort put into this, or at least the writers had some semblance of decency, or more than that, the actual pro wrestlers in this actually had some liberties to make the script their own rather than having to recite things word for word. Punk had certain bits of this that were completely written, but most of that was Punk. Was this Corporate Kane time? Everybody surrounding the ring. When
no chance at all. This can be a massacre. An absolute massacre.
Punk just trying. But it's funny that the second Punk starts going on stuff that was not in the script that he was just trying to go on, all of a sudden they make sure that that's the time they hit the segment. Here comes Kane. Here comes Corporate Kane with the fire, which doesn't make any sense. It's an 8-minute promo. This took 8 minutes. Stand down. Corporate Kane. Don't we miss Corporate Kane? I know I do.
The Authority doesn't
Want it to be this way. Yep. There's clearly been a misunderstanding.
There has clearly been a misunderstanding here.
Punk, your anger is once again misplaced.
Is misplaced, and
The Authority isn't against you.
your paranoia is getting the better of you.
Okay, he's adding it.
The Authority is not against you.
They want you to main event Mania.
They want you to main event WrestleMania.
It's the reason they entered you into the Rumble.
The reason that they entered you into the Royal Rumble match.
In fact, from here on out, it will be my top priority to enforce the Authority's directive on what happened in the past will not happen again.
That from now on, my top directive is to make sure that you are treated justly and with the respect that you deserve.
All right, Kane adding some liberties. You have my word as Director of Operations.
And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Kane taking some liberties.
My word as Director of Operations.
But not that many liberties. Not that many. Kane, ever the politician. So is Punk going to fight him or no? Kane turns to exit the ring. So this is... Oh, they're going to add more promo.
I have your word.
What was originated was Kane turns to exit the ring. Punk kicks Kane. Kane chokeslams Punk. Music, reactions, music out, breathe, end the show.
7-foot-tall sellout suck-up.
And Punk added some more stuff. Now remember, this is just the second draft, so I'm sure that they added more to this at the end of the show before they actually executed this. So who knows what the third script was, which actually might have been a lot of these recited words. But I doubt it. I kind of think this was probably close to it.
Cannon heard enough, and reneging the offer, obviously, and now CM Punk's got to try to ward off 5 men again. And wait a minute!
Oh, and instead of Punk kicking Kane, they said, get him, boys, and then Kane gives a choke slam, corporate Kane, to CM Punk.
Please charge now.
My battery's low, which is good timing because it's the end of the show. But that's okay. That's on my speaker. So now you know. Battery's low. Kane looks sad. Kane looks upset. Corporate Kane. There was no Monster Kane. Doing the red lights before was cool to do it with Bray Wyatt. They're going to end the show with Corporate Kane. Wow. What a lame way to end the show, but I wouldn't expect anything less from 2014 WWE. Well, that's it. That's the whole show. Hope you guys here at the CM Podcast enjoyed this live reactions to this show. We will talk about it at the podcast coming up on Friday. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you then. Bye-bye, everybody.